Okay, so this is the online shop, and we are in the back end of the store. I just want to take you through a quick overview on how this all works. Um, but there are plenty of YouTube tutorials out there for you to latch onto as well. So there's loads of material in terms of support. But just to give you an overview of how our shop has kind of been configured to work, bearing in mind that we're using a drop ship model. So we're not actually stocking more or less any of the products, although we do have some branded KPG stuff that will ship direct from 321. So just a brief overview. As you can see on the home section, there's just an overview of what we've got going on in the store. No store activity because it's not being promoted, so pretty much that's expected. It's telling us that some products are not listed on Google. That would be something that we would look into. And then it's just giving us, some stuff that we can perhaps look at in terms of promoting our store through the Christmas period. Not that that's going to be applicable now, but any time of the year, there'll be different campaigns. And just general things to look at down there that might be of use to increasing the sales in the store. All right, so we go through to orders. These are just example and test orders. They're not any orders. You can all see that I'm the customer, and these have just been where I've tested the shop and its a fulfillment element. So on to products. Okay, so these are the products that we've got in the store at the moment. That's headed on up there on all. If we want to go to the active products, these are the ones that people can see inside the store. Here, this is where they are. Now, what I've done on as per instruction from Monica and Alison, I've disabled all the products that were available from the worldwide drop shippers, and all these products on here are direct from UK drop shippers. Doesn't leave a lot of products on the store, significantly diminishes the offering, but that's the way they wanted it doing. So there it is. A lot of those are Christmas stock, of course, that we'll need to adjust. Obviously, when we launch the shop, I think in about March time, that won't be applicable. But all you've got to do is disable them and you can keep them for next year. If we move to draft, we can see a whole litany of products that are in draft, and these are the ones from the worldwide shippers. And you can see there's a lot more stock involved there. And basically the dropship model was invented for China, really. So dropshippers from AliExpress, things like that. That's where you'd expect to have your products from on a store like this. Okay, so if we go to the apps section of the store, this is where we're connected to our drop shippers. Okay, so we've got a variety of drop shippers plugged into the store. All right, the ones that are the foreign ones are the DSers, AliExpress, Spocket, US and EU, AppScenic is UK, Banggood is UK. We've got SaleYe is UK and Shopflex is UK, but all with very limited offerings. Anyway, to just see where we are, we'll take SaleYe as an example. Just click on the app, and it should take us to the drop shipping. We're just waiting now so we can sign in. There we go. Okay. Right. So here we can see a variety of categories. Okay. If we go to my SaleYe, there we go. Now what we can see is this is us here. All right. So what we need to do is, at the moment we've got nothing that we've shipped, so we don't need to be worried about that. But what we can do is we could go and have a look at some products potentially to sell on the store, for example. All right, so the great thing about this is we are able to look at the UK warehouse. Okay, so if we click UK, we know that everything coming up now on the search are products that are in UK stores. All right. Okay. So if we, for instance, chose this mixer as a product that we wanted to look at, okay, what we can do is we can prepare to import it. Now, all of these, it's worth noting that all of these sometimes, all of these portals, dropshipping portals, they don't work the same because they're developed by the warehouses that own the business. So they're not going to work the same way. So that there are, differences with the different drop shippers that you use, but they're pretty much along the lines of once you've decided to import, they've got all the information there in the system and you can import it directly into the store. Which it's doing right now. With other ones, you can select a multitude of products before you do one big import. So it stores them on an import list, but this doesn't work quite in that way. So now we go back to the shop. Okay, we'll just do a quick refresh where we are with products. There we go. And if we go to active product, I think by default it probably was active. We'll go and find that product we just brought in. There it is. Okay, and what we need to do is go into that product and check everything out. Now it's already imported all the titles, as you can see, but the main thing is what we need to do is, first of all, we need to check the product categories correct. What's the collection that we're going to say? Well, we're going to say home and garden. Okay, that's what we want it to be within our store, which is fine. Now we need to go down and check the costings. Right, this is the important thing to note. The costing that's been shipped through, and you have to read through all the documentation from the drop shippers on what's imported into the back end of your store. Now, I know that this particular sale year one, this price here, 61, is not the RRP, it's the cost item. So we now need to put that into there. What we now need to do is calculate the cost of the item, including VAT. Okay, so the cost to us would be 61 plus 20% equals, so that's 73.20. Okay, all right, 73.20. So that's the cost to us. All right, so now what we need to do is put our price on. All right, and what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to do we make a minimum of a 21% margin. All right, so including the VAT, we need to add the VAT. So we're actually putting on a minimum of 41%. So for this exercise, we'll just do that now. 41% equals. So we have now got a price of 103.21. Well, I'm going to round that up to 104.99, and then I'm going to see how that stacks up in the marketplace. Okay, so that's the next thing, right? So we want to sell that at 104.99. So in order to check the marketplace, we go to the title of the product up here. Okay, we copy that and we just whack that into the Google search. And we can now see that those are coming up at 94.99. So we're not out of the way. eBay 139, 183. Okay, if we go to the shopping tab, we can see there's various offers, and we're not the cheapest, but we're in the ballpark, aren't we? At 103. I think that's fair to say. So I would tend to leave it at that for the time being and see how we go. And we've always got a little bit of room to maneuver should we need to do so. But I think anything below 21%, we'd probably disable the product and not put it into the shop. But at the moment, I think that price works, and I think we can go with it. So we'd save that, and that product's now live. So that's how you do a product from the app store where your suppliers sit. Okay. So just moving on to the online store itself, the way it looks, this is where we get to that. We can click that, and it gives you a little picture of how the store looks. But in order to view our store, how it looks to our customers, we just click View Store, and this is it. And what we've got here is a range of collections that we put on the homepage. I'll show you how to do that in a moment, but you can see more or less where we are and how we can change those collections. If we go to the back end here, what we can do is we can go down the page and press Customize. And here we have a whole range of opportunities that we can do. We can change the text. We can change the collections. In featured products, we've at the moment put health and well-being in, but we can change that. As you can see, that's a collection that will appear on the homepage. Likewise, there another collection that we've got. We've got the Christmas collection at the bottom, and we've chosen to do that, but we could change that to another collection, which would be health and well-being. Let's change it to that. Select, and that changes it to that. So, a whole range of customization options here. That you can have a look at. You can add new blocks, you can mess around, and it's just a case of playing with the system really and seeing what you feel's the best look for KPG. Now, one note of caution here: if we go back to taking a look at these elements here, the narrative on the banner, and most importantly this one here, that is the H1 tag of the website, and that's based on some SEO research. It's not just simply a case of changing the narrative with what we like at KPG. It's a narrative that's got to work from an SEO perspective. This is the important thing to note. So the way to ascertain that is to use a tool called Google Keyword Planner, which you've got available in your AdWords accounts. Luke and Yellow Marketing know all about that, and they'll be able to assist you. And what we want to know there is we want to make sure that the SEO is right, the keyword is right. The key one here being online shop, and you just need to go and have a look, and it predicts the UK traffic for those keywords over a month, and you want to make sure that that's got quite a lot of visits, quite a lot of traffic, sorry. And also the competition column ideally would say low. Medium will do, high is not so good. So if you can find something that says competition low, got lots of traffic in terms of its counts, people clicking on that keyword or searching that key term over a month, you've got what we call in the trade low hanging fruit, and that's something to really work on optimizing because it gets your results quickly. So that basically is a quick overview of the KPG online shop.